Hey guys, good morning, good morning, good morning. So you can join us today live on Clubhouse. We're talking about 2021 must have marketing strategies. So we're going to be discussing what our plans are for 2021 and hopefully get some of you guys to chime in and maybe give us some ideas for marketing strategies that maybe we don't know about for 2021. So I'm going to go ahead and let Miss Bridget in the room.
Miss Bridget.
I'm going to ask you guys to stay
I'm gonna
muted
ask you guys to
unless you guys are talking because there's so much reverb on StreamYard. But good morning, Miss Bridget. You don't even have to have your camera on if you don't want, because we're live on Clubhouse and we're talking about 2021 marketing strategies. Oh, I see Miss Jennifer King has joined me on old Clubhouse. And guys, why are we talking about this now? Marketing is the lifeblood of your business beyond a shadow of a doubt. If you don't have a plan to market, then you don't have a plan to make money. And one of the ways I explain marketing is that marketing, and guys, I'm going to ask y'all, good morning, Don. Thanks for joining the broadcast. I'm going to ask y'all to stay muted unless you're speaking so there's not so much reverb on StreamYard. But I tell people all the time, we're all farmers. We all create a product or a service to take to market, right? The only reason you create a product or service is because eventually you want to take it to market and get it sold. Well, as a good farmer, if you don't have a plan on taking that product to market, what good is it? And I find that a lot of business owners um, will create, and never have a plan to generate revenue. Never have a plan to take their money, their product to market. Where are you going to take it to market? Who do you need to get it in front of? How are you going to present it in the marketplace? And all of those to me are valid questions to ask as it relates to your marketing strategy. So I'm going to open it up, guys, and let you guys chime in on what you think about why it's critical to have a plan for marketing before you get into the new year. And I want to invite you guys to come to our Facebook ads and Instagram ads masterclass this coming Saturday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, bit.ly/ads class, all lowercase, ADS class 2020. I'm bringing in an expert from Right Click Digital Marketing Agency to teach us to do advertising because, of course, that's going to be a big piece of my 2021 marketing strategy. So I'm going to open it up to some of the speakers, guys. What is a mandatory piece of your 2021 marketing strategy and why?
Well, Coach, one of the major focal points of my marketing strategy is to have targeted marketing in ads, and just having a strategy about going about doing that. Because if not, then you're just wasting your money, and you have people out there who will take your money to run your ads, and Facebook will take your money to run your ads. So, marketing strategy is that they are actually targeted for my target audience for the business that I'm in.
You know what, guys? That is an excellent point. To know what you're doing when you pull that arm and start playing. I always forget the name of that gambling game, but when you start playing the slot machine, it is critical that you realize that Facebook doesn't owe you anything. And guys, I'm going to ask you to stay on mute, Ebony, unless y'all are talking, so we don't pick up all that background noise because we're on Clubhouse as well. But it's critical that you guys realize that Facebook doesn't owe you anything but to run the ad. And if you don't do your due diligence in understanding the psychographics, the demographics, who your target is, if you don't understand that piece, then what could easily happen is you spending money just to get in front of somebody. And if I'm selling lingerie, but every day I'm getting in front of construction workers, I might not sell but one or two pieces. One of them construction workers might like a little old piece of teddy, but at the end of the day, it's not something that all of those construction workers want or need. One of them might buy a piece for their wife, but far and large, I'm going to be off target, and being off target is going to cost me time and money. Jennifer, what were you saying?
Good morning, Coach. I was going to say, in terms of marketing strategies, I think what a lot of people, where they miss the mark, is they don't understand how important it is. And not only that, because what people will do is say, oh, I'm going out marketing. I'm telling them I bought me some business cards. I bought me some business cards and I'm going to pass those out. They've not come into the time that we're in, getting ready to go into 2021, and understanding that there are so many experts out there that can tell you exactly how to target so that you're not wasting time, energy, and money. And that's where a lot of entrepreneurs miss the mark because they're not marketing correctly. They get frustrated and then they'll say it doesn't work. And that's all because they don't get expert strategy and or work with somebody that is skilled in that area. We want to go out and start businesses and say we're doing word of mouth. Oh, my friends and family, I have all these friends and family on Facebook, and you and I both know your friends and family will not make you rich.
We all know that them friends and family gonna get tired of you asking them to buy stuff too.
That's true. True story. True story. And so when we start talking about scaling and all of that, you've got to have a state of the art strategy in order to do that. Because there's a lot of people out there. If you know your target, number one, if you know your target, that's going to be important as it relates to even hiring someone to do your ads, because you've got to be able to articulate to them who your target is so that they can run the ad in the background appropriately and you can see some results. So I'm super excited about our 2021. We're not even done with 2020, and I know we still, in these last weeks to come, we have some great things we're going to be doing. So I'm excited. So for those of you guys that are here, you do not want to miss out on this masterclass on Saturday at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. I don't know the link. I'm going to have Coach give out the link, but this is going to be key for you to understand what goes into a Facebook ad. You may not even do the ad yourself, but you need to know how to articulate to the person you hire what it is that you need.
Absolutely. And that link is bit.ly/ads class, ADS class 2020. The class is only $49. I promise you, you're going to misappropriate $49 by not knowing what to do with this advertising and not challenging yourself to, number one, get deep and know who your target is. But targeting is a little more than that. And I tell my clients all the time, you have to eat, sleep, and breathe your client. Not just do you need to know how they feel about your products, you need to know where they stand in relation to other products, other industries, other stores, what their family situation is. And it's a lot of people out there teaching, but a lot of people don't teach you to get deep. When they talk about target, they want to talk about gender and age range. And unfortunately, that is not enough as it relates to what your target really is. So Ebony, Dawn, Monique, Bridget, you guys are welcome to chime in as to what your marketing strategy is for 2021 and why.
I think one of the biggest things I learned, Coach, is that your target audience is also a reflection of who you are and what you really believe in. So whatever your product is or your service is, when you're thinking about your target audience, think about you and where were you at when you were right there.
You know what? That's so good, Ebony, and that's something I teach you guys. One of the things that Troy had gone to Dollar General to get some supplies yesterday, some household stuff. And he came back and he gave me the receipt. And at the bottom of the receipt, there was this $5 off, $25 coupon that happens every Saturday. Now, if you're somebody old school like me, I used to clean up every single Saturday. That's what I did. Woke up early, went to the store with the kids, got our supplies, came back, cleaned up till probably 1 or 2 o'clock. That $5 off 25 certificate, that coupon, reminded me of a time where I used to give all of my kids 2 of those coupons. We would go in the store and get $25 worth of stuff. I'll get in line together and check out, put that stuff in the car, and come back and do it all over again. I want you to sit there and think about that. This is somebody who now is on pace. I'm on pace to earn anywhere from $3 to $10 million next year. But when I thought about the days where, and it ain't been that long ago, I'm going to say 7, 8 years ago, when saving $5 was that important to me. Because you think about it, it's me, 3 kids. We get in live once, we're going to sell 20. We're going to save 20. We do it again, we'll save 40. That $40 turns around, and that's the kids' lunch money for the next week, right? So watching every dollar and every dollar being important to me is always a reminder to me as to why I work so hard for my clients and I don't take their revenue for granted. But I told that story because it's a simple story of never forgetting who you are and never forgetting why you do what you do for your client base. So definitely when targeting your clients are a reflection of you and your beliefs and your values. It's very hard for somebody that doesn't believe what you believe to hire you. Anybody else want to chime in on what your 2020? I'm going to tell you something too. We've got to stop following the crowd. A lot of times we follow the crowd and we get there too late. Bridget, you want to add something?
Oh, you took the thoughts right out of my mind. If the blind lead the blind, they all fall in the ditch. And when you follow the wrong thing, you don't get clarity and you go off into too many different directions. And that's what's so great about being a part of this community and these classes is that you have one focus and you gain clarity. So you don't put your money in so many different directions that you still don't gain traction. You just stay in the same place. And just gaining clarity is my marketing strategy and sticking with one way and one coach. And just moving forward in that, knowing my target audience and being specific and getting clarity is my main goal this coming year in 2021 is getting clarity.
One of the things that I am focusing on in 2021, Coach, is to build my community and remain consistent on social media. In a previous course, you taught on the social media mojo, and we were able to get that template of building out our social media and that the strategy and how it's strategic in seasons and in quarters of the fiscal year and things of that nature, and so that people would know, like, and trust me. So if you're listening to this broadcast on social media, feel free to share out the broadcast. You can also go to bit.ly/ads class 2020 and be in and get in some expert strategy on how to do ads.
I'm just talking on mute. Monique, you hit the nail on the head. If there's one thing that everybody listening needs to do in 2021 in order to generate revenue, it is to build a community. You must have a community of people who know, like, and trust you. You must have a community of individuals who refer you. You got to have a community of individuals who you pay for referrals. You've got to have a community of individuals who talk about your products and services in a good way. You've got to have raving fans. And so many people miss that because they're just out there trying to sell, and they're not out there trying to serve.
That's good, Coach. When you were talking about the coupons, that reminded me of right before I met you. I was couponing because I could not afford to pay full price for us to eat because we needed to eat every day. So I thought it was very ironic. I know exactly that $5 coupon you're talking about. And when I met you, and a guy, for those of you guys on social media, if you can hear me, please share out the broadcast because it was one share of the broadcast that changed my life. I got with Coach latter part of 2018. Before mid 2019, I was exiting my job of 33 years after being a slave there. And so having this strategy that she gives us that's ever evolving, because we were doing something a little bit different in 2019, a little bit different in 2020, going to be extremely different in 2021. And that's why you need someone to guide you through, to keep up with the trends so that you can be sure that what you're doing in your business is the most effective use of your time, because no one has time to waste. So I just wanted to say, I can remember my days of couponing. I had stockpiles in my garage because I just could not afford it. Right now, I don't have time to coupon. I don't have time to coupon because I'm making money. So it's no longer something that I do. I actually used to teach classes, but it's no longer something that I do as a result of getting a marketing strategy for those years and then years to come that's going to serve me in my business.
And one thing I can say about couponing, it takes time. Couponing takes time. And if you're not careful, you'll coupon yourself into a deficit. Meaning you'll be spending more time couponing where you could have been out there earning some money and closing whatever gap that is that you have. So it all boils down to a mindset. Sure, you can go to the grocery store and where you normally would have spent $200 on groceries, now you're only spending 15 or 20. But look at how many hours it took you to clip those coupons, organize those coupons. I could have showed you how to make 2,000 or 20,000 in that same week. So it gets to a point where it doesn't add up. But yep, you're absolutely right. We have to have, you got to stay on top of the curve. And I'm going to bring up collaboration, which is something we're going to be doing heavily next year. Not all coaches are collaborators. And I'm going to just repeat that. Not all coaches are saying, hey, let's work together on this. Hey, let's work to get you launched. Hey, let's leverage my list, my tech system, my this, my that. Not everybody's going to say that. And so it's important for all of us to realize that collaboration is key. And when you're looking to join communities, it's not just about the coach. It's also about who in that community is willing to collaborate. It's about how can we leverage our joint audiences to create this multi-million, multi-billion-dollar economy. The money is already there. But we have to start. Let me start at the beginning. We got to start building reputable businesses, okay? We got to make sure we don't expect people to shop with us just because I look like you. And it's not right for me to, just because I look a certain way or I'm a certain gender, open up late, have inferior products, have terrible customer service, and y'all can weigh in on any of this at all at any time. We got to start making sure we're the gold standard so that when people do come to us, they don't say, well, I tried to shop a woman-owned business or I tried to shop a Black-owned business and I had a horrible experience. Now, the flip side of that is, don't you penalize me no more than you penalize anybody else. I remember when the pandemic was at its height, you couldn't get nobody from Amazon on the phone. You couldn't get anybody from Walmart customer service on the phone. So don't light me up because my shipping is running late. And that was around the time we were helping with the beauty supplies. Jennifer, you remember that? And everybody was complaining because they couldn't get their beauty supply product faster than 7 to 10 business days.
Complaining and not giving grace. And one of the things I heard someone say the other day, if you're a business owner, you attract the type of customer you are. So if you're going to be difficult, those are going to be the type of people you attract. You have to give grace. During the pandemic, you couldn't find toilet paper. Were you going around complaining? No, you kept looking for it. So you have to understand things are extra slow right now during Christmas. During the holidays, it's typically slow, right? But then it's on top of the pandemic. So people are going to have grace because some stuff's going to come in the day after Christmas, and you need to be okay with that.
So I definitely agree that as women business owners, as minority business owners, we have to do to be the gold standard. But at the same time, we got to be able to look at the rest of the world. Why is my stuff running late? Girl, the post office, UPS and FedEx done partnered together to start shipping stuff. They are actually leveraging each other to get stuff where it needs to go. That's unprecedented. So if you know what it is with the post office, they already say they struggling and running behind. Amazon is already claiming that if you don't order it now, you might not get it before Christmas. UPS been said they was running behind. If you know the lay of the land, we can't penalize the business owner for being susceptible to the same things that these major companies are. But yes, as business owners, we do have to make sure we have the gold standard and we're not poisoning the system against us working with each other. Because to me, as a marketing strategy, if you don't have some key collaborations and partnerships, you're dead in the water.
And Coach, not only are they running behind, but they've raised their rates and nobody's complaining because that's just what they have to do in the midst of COVID. So we need to make sure that we're even taking a look at our businesses and, like you said, giving the gold standard, going above and beyond, because that's what's going to make you stick out. Running some quality ads. Let me put that out there too. Quality professional ads, getting experts to help you in strategy, in finding your demographic to make sure that it is going to be effective for you. And then not only having strategy for that, but you got to have that back end strategy as well. So that's the very, very reason why you've got to have somebody guiding you who's been where you've been and is where you want to be. That's what I tell people all the time. If you want to move forward, you've got to get with somebody that is where you want to be, or you will stay stuck.
I want to say something in real quick, Coach, because Jennifer is hitting on some great things. And I want to say this, that when I got into this community, every time that I told Coach that I've had an issue with anything, she is the only coach, and I've had multiple coaches who will say, you know what, there's a need in my community for this, so I'm going to teach it. So not only does Coach just have her curriculum, but she meets us where we are. And there's so much value in that by itself, to be able to understand, have somebody be able to articulate, hey, you're worried about this right now, but what about this? And, or, you know what, that's a great point. I'm going to teach you that.
And not only that, but Coach, I just want to give a shout out for your initiatives, because in the Free Women's Grant 10-week certification, week 1, you lay it down. Well, you lay it down every week in every program that you do. But in that particular initiative in week 1, for our homework, and I'm not going to talk about the curriculum and what it is, but there are several steps. And when I say several, there's like like 10 maybe, for an example, 10 steps, step by step in order that you tell us and mandate for us to do in order to have a reputable business. And so it's no game, no joke over here. You're about us making some real impact in our businesses, some real coins, some real dollars, as you would say, bills that fold, some real bills that fold. And this 2021 marketing strategy is key. And you, not only that, you've also let us know, people who are not on top of their game, they're thinking about Christmas shopping. People who are thinking about their marketing strategy, they're out registering for coaching packages and setting up their marketing calendars and getting with their social media experts and outlining that type of thing. So some people are already behind the 8 ball on this one, but you can get a jump start by joining us on Saturday and by going and registering at bit.ly/ads class 2020.
Which brings me to the next thing. Must-haves for your 2021 marketing strategy. You got to have some money. You've got to have some money. You cannot be out there with $0 in your marketing budget. One of the things we're doing in my membership right now is we're doing a 10K in 30 days challenge. Why? Because there's always a way for you to make money in your business. There's always a way for your business to generate revenue. And revenue, that startup capital, that influx of cash, it takes money to make money. So there's some things you're going to need: technology, automation, advertising dollars, but all of it doesn't have to come out of your pocket, which is one of the reasons we're super aggressive about startup capital in my coaching program. And I don't know no business coach that is about business credit, grants, sponsorships, startup incubators. I know, Monique, you're getting ready to do a startup incubator with Hello Alice, getting you guys the connections you need at that corporate level. Monique is about to teach how to register to get government contracts for your business. Baby, we coming for the knot. We coming for all of it. And there's so many ways for you to just move those commas in your business. And it's not just about how can I get this one customer. It's about how can I get the money I need and the capital I need to get 100 customers, 1,000 customers. And most of us were taught to build our business with our bootstrap, and that's just not right. Because, I told the story of those $5 coupons for Dollar General. You running around nickel and dime in your business, and that's what you're going to make. You're going to make nickels and dimes. That's why startup capital, especially for women-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses, financially disenfranchised businesses, is huge. And you may not count yourself as one of those. But when you see people spending $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 a month on advertising, that's how they making $1 million a month. I can tell you. So when you want to scale to that level, you got to scale your investment. And it can't just be on advertising dollars. You got to have a team to catch those leads and work those leads when they come in. When people ask me, Coach, how many people you got on your team? I tend to run about 35 people on my team. That's 4 people on my sales team that are full-time sales. They are full-time sales. They don't do nothing else but set calls, make texts, keep the calendar. That's all they do. I got 2 different marketing agencies, BMX and Right Click Digital Marketing. All they do is run my ads, my nurture series, my lead magnets, keep the ads changed out, keep them fresh. That's all they do. I got a whole team that does nothing but payroll and contracts. That's all they do. So when you talk about, I want to make more money, you got to realize that in order to make more money, you definitely have to spend more money. So, you know, I'm super excited this year. I got a PayPal grant for 10,000. I got another grant for 5,000. I think that was a Google grant. A lot of my clients just got the Facebook grants for 2,500. You got to have money in the game. So you got two choices. You can go make it, or you can go get it from some of these industries and these corporations, but you got to have it. Guys, thank you for joining us this morning. We're talking about 2021 marketing strategies that are a must-have. And one of the things that I said earlier was not following the crowd. One of the things I'm going to be doing in 2021 is sending out postcards, inviting people to events, and I'm going to be sending out a paper digital newsletter. What does that mean? They will get a 8.5 sheet of 11 paper folded in half with a magazine cover on the front, and on the back is going to be the links to all of the articles you would normally find in a magazine. So basically all I'm spending is 42 cents to send out that sheet of paper. But imagine getting a digital magazine, a digital newsletter in the mail. How would that make you feel with a signature on there that says, see you soon, love, Coach?
I know that would make me feel very special that you took out the time to do that, because nobody's doing that, Coach.
Nobody doing that. Ain't nobody sending people stuff in the mail. See, it's that whole, the internet made us lazy. That's a wild moment for some of y'all. The internet made us lazy. Everybody's not going to read their emails. Everybody's not going to respond to text messages. So at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, what am I doing creatively to let people know that I'm here and I want your business? Not just I'm here, because we're bad at that as women. Hey, it's me, I'm here. Hey, it's me, I'm here. Oh no, not just I'm here, but I'm here and I want your business. And I'm going to show you, before you even get into my program, why I want your business and why you should choose me. So again, I challenge all of you guys that when the world is going to the right, you go to the left. When the world is going up, you go down. Anybody want to add to the conversation? If you'd like to add, if you're in the audience and you want to add to the conversation, definitely let us know. Hey, good morning, Latanya. How are you?
Good morning. How are you all?
We're doing amazing.
Thank you so much for this conversation. I definitely don't have anything to add, but I do have a question.
Absolutely.
I am in the place of learning marketing strategies. I feel like it's my weakest area, and so that's the reason why I've taken a lot of time to, just really learning some strategies. So one of the things that I've been hearing as well for 2021 is that SMS marketing is the way to go in addition to sending things via mail. Do you have any tips or tricks or anything that you can say about SMS marketing and kind of where that's going?
Oh, absolutely. So we started building our text list probably 2 years ago. We have about 15,000 people on our text list. We actually went to Essence, not last year because that was COVID, but year before last, and we came back from Essence with about 8,000 more people on our text list. First and foremost, about text messaging and Messenger and bots messaging, they have a higher open rate than email. 90% of people tend to open their text messages within 2 minutes of receiving them. So you're getting in front of your target client. It is so easy to build a text list. It's just about being deliberate. You can run contests to your text list. Hey, you want to win this? Text the word such and such and such and such. We use Text 180. I can give you that because Text 180 by far and large, as it relates to a beginner text software, is the way to go. We also use something called ringless voicemails. Ringless voicemails is an amazing way to get your voice in front of a client to remind them to do something. But you said something when you first started, Latanya, which is, I know it's my weak point, so that's what I'm working on. And that is the key to any success. What you focus on grows. But I want to also remind everybody here, you can't be weak in marketing if you want to make $1 million. That should be your number one job, which is why I hire everybody else. But guess what my number one job is, Latanya?
What's that?
My number one job is marketing. My number one job is, what am I creating? When am I selling it? Where am I selling it? So who am I selling it to? How often am I going to show up, get in front of new people? Where am I going to be when? Coming up with creative marketing ideas. I'll give you an example. I have a brand called Build Your Online Business, and we service thousands of women every year to help them get their online business started. Well, our feeder point for Build Your Online Business, I don't know if you've ever heard of the Ultimate Women's Expo.
I haven't heard of it. No.
You probably have. What city are you in?
I'm in Durham, North Carolina.
Okay, the Ultimate Women's Expo is where they take all these celebrities, Wendy Williams, Tamar, Toni Braxton, and they have this Ultimate Women's Expo where you can go and get spa treatments and take selfies and win purses and shoes. And it's like the ultimate shopping experience, right? And they do it all over the country. Well, we go and we're a vendor at the Ultimate Women's Expo. We give away these bags and different prizes to women that sign up on our list. Well, it's ingenious because we do it in Atlanta. We've done it in Los Angeles. We've done it in Houston, Dallas. And every time we go, we add about 1,000 people to our text and our email list. Well, it may cost us a couple $1,000s to go. Well, about $5,000. But for me to add 1,000 people to my list by showing up at this expo that I know is going to be 90% women, who is my target audience, gives me the opportunity. So let's just say I only get 5 clients per expo. And my average, on average, I average $10,000 per new client. I made $50,000 off of that $5,000 investment. And that's just initial return on investment. Because now I got your email address, I got your physical address, and I got your phone number, which means I can literally market to you for the next 3 to 5 years until all of those at some point change. So that's the big thing we need to realize too, is that it's not cheap to build, list, and in sending out those text messages, you can easily spend $500 to $1,000 a month to market to a list that size. So I don't know if that's what you were looking for.
Yes, that's really good. Definitely, thinking about the different software and stepping out. So quick story, I started with I'm a therapist. And so I started with a lot of content around therapy and around leadership about 2 years ago. But God completely changed my life, and everything I do now is ministry. And so I am now like scrubbing my audience and seeking to ensure that I have the right target audience. And I haven't necessarily done that as much on social media. I'm starting that process. But I have been doing that through email marketing, right? So I send out devotionals, and I send out, information about my podcast, all of those things. But I kept feeling like, oh, I need to do something different. I need to do more. Because I do, of course, want everything that I am creating and spending my time creating, all the visions that God has given me to reach their full potential. And so I feel like I just want to get ahead almost and think about what I should be doing for 2021, and especially if it's SMS marketing, really starting to build the list.
So what's your call to action?
I think that's one of the things. So I have so many.
That's a problem, sis.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I do is intentional, okay? And this is why people need coaching. People may say, oh, I can't afford a coach. You can't afford to try to figure this shit out by yourself either. True story, because it's too discombobulating, it's too frustrating, it takes too much time. And all the while you leaving money on the table because you don't have a strategy. Because it's not one single marketing thing. Marketing is a machine, okay? So let me just explain. If I know my call to action is to join my coaching program so I can help you make more money, right? My marketing machine is sending emails, is sending texts, is running Facebook ad campaigns, Instagram ad campaigns, Google and YouTube ad campaigns, inviting you to webinars, inviting you to schedule a call. Marketing is not one thing. Marketing is a machine. And the right machine is always running. And it is the consistency of your machine that generates your profit. So when people ask, how do you make over $1 million a year online? Me and my team never have a point where we're not serving someone. The law of compensation is that the number of people you serve is in direct correlation with how much money you make. Most entrepreneurs launch and rest. Launch and rest. They market for a little while, then they stop. They feel like they got to go back behind the curtain and get something else together. Then they come back out and they market for a little while and then they go back behind. Does that sound like you?
No, that doesn't sound like me, but what this sounds like me. So I'll always have a couple things going at once. So like right now, I have my podcast, right? So I'm putting out information about my podcast. And so my call to action is to listen to the podcast. But I'm also doing a prayer challenge, at the last 7 days of the year. And so there's another call to action to join the prayer challenge, and that gets people on my email list. And then I'm doing something called Pray, Plan, Prosper. It's a workshop that I have. And so that's another call to action. So it's almost like I'm trying to figure out how to ensure that I'm not putting out too many calls to action at once, where I'm getting people confused, and how to strategically, go about really getting everything done and getting people in for all of these things.
But my hard question to you is, where's the money?
The money is in my Pray, Plan, Prosper. So I'm doing at workshops. The $200. So every person that I'm marketing to, that's coming in for Pray, Plan, Prosper, they pay $200.
So where's your big money?
Oh, so big money. I haven't gotten to big money.
That's a problem.
I would say that everything right now is definitely in Pray, Plan, Prosper. So everybody paying $200 for that, and then I do spiritual consulting, and that's the same price.
That's a problem.
So I'm bringing them in consistently, but I don't have.
But you're working too hard. Where's your I want to work with you for a year, and I'm going to pay you $10,000. Where's that product? Because you can't say that somebody doesn't want it. And then you're spending time to get people to listen to a podcast. For what reason?
I do feel like the podcast is a funnel to bring them in as well, because I do, say what else is going on in the business during that time. But
why indirectly? So you talking to somebody that makes 7 figures a year now, and my clients they'll show you the money because I show them receipts. At the end of the day, I've added just as many people to my life. I'll give you an example. So this weekend, I'm bringing in an expert because my client said, we want to learn how to create Facebook ads. So I'm bringing an expert to do a Facebook and Instagram advertising class. It's $49.
Mhm.
That's a lead magnet, and it's a paid lead magnet. Almost every week, I do some type of $29, $39 webinar workshop because that introduces people to me and my methods, number one.
Mhm.
And number two, it becomes a funnel. At the end of the day, everything I do has to have a direct path to revenue. If not, I'm not doing it.
Got it. See, this is why I'm in your room.
That's why you need to be in my coaching program. But does it make sense what I'm saying? So let me tell you, let me refute your whole podcasting thing. So I don't know if you know who Steve Osher is.
I don't.
Steve Osher is a podcast guru connected to all the big podcasters. You can look him up. I went to this conference in San Diego and took my team right at 3 years ago. And what I learned was that those podcasters that have 1 million listeners and 10 and 12 million downloads, ask me where their money is. See, I don't want 1 million listeners. I want $1 million. You got to be careful what you ask God for.
Yeah.
I don't care about I don't have 1 million listeners. And I'm not going to sit here and spend my time to build 1 million listeners. I'm going to spend my time building $1 million.
Got it.
And what you focus on makes a hell of a difference. So if you don't have a direct outlet for revenue on your podcast, if you're not doing it as a result of, right now, as we speak, I'm on Facebook Live, multiple groups, Periscope, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and in this coach's room. So if somebody on my team wanted to rip this recording and then put it on the podcast, okay, cool. Didn't take me any extra time, didn't take me any extra energy. But to parse out time to and then how much are you charging for your prayer challenge?
The prayer challenge is free, but I was thinking about doing a workbook for the prayer challenge.
Okay, so let me help you correct. Do you mind?
Go ahead. Uh-huh.
You can't think money in hindsight. I just told my mentees this the other day, and somebody else in my class is doing a challenge. And I said, where's the money? They said, well, I was thinking. You was thinking what? You got to think before you launch. How am I going to monetize this? Otherwise, you just contributing to people's mindset that things are free.
It's true.
At the end of the day, real change is not free. You must have some skin in the game.
That's good.
People that don't have skin in the game, they don't change. And they don't value what you offer them. So just some food for thought.
Yes, that's good. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's like it's definitely a shift in mindset, and I think that that some of it is like the kind of ministry mindset, unfortunately, that comes before a marketplace where you think like, oh, there are just some things you have to do for free, and not thinking the opposite way around, like where is the money first, right? Go ahead and plan it out so that, I'm being strategic.
And the only thing I do for free is from the pulpit. If you want me to speak at your church, and I do speak at churches, and it is Sunday service, I won't charge you and I don't need an honorarium. This I do for the Lord. Boo, you having a conference at your church and you charging people at the door, we're going to need to gap that down. Church or not, I'm going to need to have a speaker contract. I'm going to need to have 50% of my honorarium up front. It is going to be a decisive number. It's not going to be whatever number the Lord placed on your heart. No. Because at the end of the day, if you're getting paid, why can't I?
That's true.
I got kids like you got kids. I got bills like you got bills. And unfortunately, guys, sometimes that shift in mindset, that's something else you hire a coach for. Because we will revert to our old habits and our old thought processes. Sometimes unless you have somebody that'll smack your hand when you do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And my clients do get smacked. But that's what they pay me for, though. They pay me for that.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need it. What other questions do you have?
That's all for now. I do appreciate just your realness, you know. So yeah, I'm glad I joined. I've already followed you as well, so I'll be following.
Very good.
Thank you.
So guys, we're talking about 2021 online marketing strategies that you must have in place before that ball drops. So if you have any questions, you want to be added to the conversation, you want to talk about your business specifically, let us know. But my big thing, my 5 big things, and thank you, Latanya, because you put me in remembrance. My 5 big things for 2021 is definitely text messaging. It's definitely video. It's online collaborations. It's postcard marketing via mail. And it's ad campaigns on all platforms: Google, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, you name it. So if you have any questions, definitely let us know. Good morning, Renita. Welcome to the conversation.
Good morning. Hello. I'm new to Clubhouse, and I just hopped in on here, but I heard you talking to the other ladies. My first time ever talking. By the way.
Well, welcome, girl. We new too, girl. We all gonna be new together.
I'm so nervous. I never talked. But okay, so I'm a hairstylist. I've been a stylist for 10 years. I'm located in Houston. From Cleveland, Ohio. I've been in Houston for almost 5 years. I'm trying to transition to be just mainly online, like digital products and hair care plans. And I already have those in place, where the customers they buy the plans for $4.99 a month, and they tell them what to do every 2 weeks or every month to their hair to stay on track. Because as Black people, we kind of fall on track real easy. So I put those plans together maybe 2 years ago, and I'm just revamping them again to try to add text message, because people don't. Sometimes their emails get lost. So I have that, and then I just created a Facebook business.
Go ahead.
Also, aside from helping people with their hair problems and hair issues and staying on track, I also help. I'm trying to help new stylists work smarter and not harder, and not really be booked in business. To me, it's like play. Probably because I've been in the game for 10 years, but trying to help them learn how to make money from behind the chair. But I feel like I'm kind of all over the place, because I have the business group on Facebook where I help them for free.
Why?
I'm building my tribe.
No, you don't build a free. Let me tell you something. And you knew what you was going to get before you came on here, right? Because you heard that last conversation.
I like to hear it raw like that.
Oh, well, that's what you finna get. If you build a tribe that does not respect or pay you, they will never respect or pay you. I'm going to give you an example. So I can invite people over to my house to eat for free for a year. Okay? Good food. Home cooked food. A year. At that year, I'm going to say, guys, this is getting costly. I need everybody to just pay $2 when they come. What have I done over the course of the year? I have taught them that my time, energy, effort, and yes, even my food has no value. And so when it becomes time for me to start to charge them, what will they do? They will revoke. There ain't nobody going to her house. Ain't nobody paying her $2 for no food. She done lost her mind. Baby, I go to McDonald's with my $2 before I go over there.
Well, I did have a
Hold on. There's no such thing as a hidden agenda. The same thing I told Latanya. If you don't start with a plan to charge people up front for your time, energy, and effort, you have devalued all three of those. You have just taught people that and there's plenty of Facebook groups, right?
Yeah.
You have just taught people that your time, energy, and effort has no value. I would tell you like this. I've had people join a group like yours, get all the free information in the world, and then come over here and pay me $15,000 for my information. You may have been giving out just as much quality information in your group for free, but because you didn't assign a value to it, how can you expect the world? Let's put it in a dating context. You booed up with some dude. He living all in your house. Y'all playing house. You ain't got no wedding ring. Y'all break up. He go to that next relationship and jump the broom almost immediately. What's the difference?
That's true. I always say that when it comes to relationships.
It's the same in business. So tell me what the difference is.
It's not really a difference. The thing is that I offer them just enough. Because like yesterday I had a class for people that paid for the class. But I offer them just enough for them to want more. So when I have classes, they want to get in those classes because I give them the bare minimum of the group just to build the tribe and build their trust and loyalty.
So you could do the same thing and charge them a small amount, but not free, not ever free. So let me, how many people you got in your group? I'm going to show you how much money, because you're still struggling. How many people you get?
160. I just started like 30 days ago.
You got 160 people in your group.
Mm-hmm.
Hold please, because my clients would tell you I stay on the calculator. If you charge them the same 160 people $19 a week to be a part of your group, you think everybody in that group got $20 a week?
Yeah.
That's $158,000 a year. 160 people times $19 a week times 52 weeks in a year is $158,000. Can you afford to leave $158,000 a year on the floor?
No.
So let's just say all of them choose not to pay you. Even half of that is $75,000.
That's true.
Even a fourth of that is $60,000. You can't afford to work for free, not today, not tomorrow, and not ever, says your 60-year-old self, says your 70-year-old self, says your 80-year-old self. Because when you still on your feet working, those people that took that knowledge from you and built on, they're going to be on the beach with their feet in the sand.
Okay. I'll take that. I was looking at it from a different point, just because I was new to even coaching and helping people build it.
But where's your coach? See, y'all got to stop guessing about business. You understand what I'm saying? When you guess, you leave a lot of money on the table. You get it wrong so many times before you get it right. I have multiple coaches that I pay greatly because I want to go from $1 million a year to 3. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to turn my 1.2. Really, my goal next year is 5. So I'm going to go find somebody that can show me how to Oliver twist and turn this 1.2 into 5. I'm not going to try to figure it out next year and the next year and the next year, because let's see, 5 million, the difference between 5 million and 1.2 is 3.8. If I pay a coach 1% of that, so let's just say I pay that coach, let's see, 10% is 380,000, 1% is 38,000. Let's just say I pay that coach $38,000. This is about what I pay my coach right now. If I pay her $38,000 to help me pick up 3.8 million, And that's not even compounded annually. That's first year. But that woman earned her money and then some. Stop nickel and diming y'all's business, because not getting help doesn't help you. For every not getting help, you're leaving money on the table. And you're devaluing your brand. I can promise you, everything you're doing in that group for free, somebody in the world is doing it for $500 a month, $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month. Do you believe that?
I definitely do.
Then why not you?
I think it was just helping me to just get in the habit of it, because I'm just used to being a hairstylist, and people always ask, how did you get here? How did you do this? So it was just practice kind of for me.
Well, I don't practice with business, and I suggest you not either. I don't practice. You told me give it to you. You said give it to me, Coach. Here it is. See, this is how I eat. This is how I send my kids to college. This is how I buy them cars. I got 3 kids that when this market break, I'm buying all 3 of my house. I can't practice and do that. See, I'm not here to play with this. I'm here to win. I don't mind doing the work, but I'm not going to work for free. So let's put that in a job context. If a job said, come work over here for a little while and see how you like it. And if you like it, we're going to start paying you. Would you do it?
No.
Oh, okay. But you just did it in your business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. As long as you understand, mama. So, guys, we're talking about 2021 marketing strategies. What other questions do you have, ma'am?
That was it. Now I got to rethink things.
You do. And rethink getting help. Even the best coaches have coaches. Nobody is exonerated from. The Bible says, my people perish for the lack of counsel. So everybody needs counsel. It don't have to be me, but find you somebody.
And Coach, the advice that you just gave her was seriously amazing. And I hope she takes it, because I know from personal experience, I've been in people's programs and I'm like, you charge this much? Like, you need to be charging more. The knowledge that you have, the time, the energy, the people that's going to be in your inbox, all of that goes, that's all business. And you have to charge your worth.
And failure to do so keeps you where you are. I want y'all to be clear on the repercussions of not charging your worth. Failure to do so keeps you working a job. Failure to do so keeps you standing on your feet as a stylist. Failure to do so keeps you from being able to travel when you want, eat what you want, do what you want, take care of your family the way you want to. Not marketing, not having a marketing strategy. All of those things have a penalty. And we as women struggle with it way more than men. Because with men, they say what they said. They charge, you want it or you don't. With us, it's this whole struggle of, am I worth it? Is anybody going to pay me? Put it out there and see. 8 billion people on the planet. Somebody somewhere will pay you your ultimate price. Ask the Wu-Tang Clan that put out that $1 million CD. And everybody was talking about, ain't nobody going to buy that CD. Ain't nobody going to buy that CD. That CD sold for $1 million and has since been resold for multiple millions of dollars. Somebody somewhere will pay you your top price. Somebody somewhere. Are you willing to go find them? So, guys, we're talking about 2021 marketing strategies and what you need to be able to really move your business to the next level. So if you have any questions about where you are in your business, your marketing strategies, your pricing, definitely feel free to come to the stage. If you have anything to add in terms of the conversation, definitely feel free to come to the stage.
Coach, I'd like to say something. I'm sitting here at work this morning listening to you on the side in between my conference calls, and it's just inspiring to hear that this is so possible. And the energy and the motivation that you instill on us is really motivating. So it makes me want to fight harder and do more so that I can stop working both ends of the candlestick and focus on what I'm really meant to do and that purpose. So thank you for that.
You're welcome, Donna. And that's the key, is that your purpose will pay you way more than a job ever will. But you got to work it like you work a job.
I have a question, another question.
Absolutely.
This is over my eyes. So the group that I have, that's to help people build business, right? But really my area is a hairstylist, and I teach other stylists how to do my silk press technique, how to build a solid clientele, how to market their business. Like, that's my strong area. Do you think that I was probably jumping ahead of the game, trying to help just businesses market themselves?
I do.
I have stayed in my lane, which is, helping stylists with the stylist part of things, and I'm good at helping stylists build their business. But in that group, it's just all different businesses.
And that would have been one of the first things if you was my client. See, we tend to think that more is better. More makes you uncomfortable, unsure. If you know you're good at helping stylists build a business, why not stay in your lane and hog it? Why not say, I'm going to take this lane of helping stylists know their styles, techniques, and remain profitable, and I'm going to take it over. And I'm going to be the premier person that does what I do in my city, state, regional, geographical area, United States, and the world. Because it's easier to hog a lane that you're an expert at than come out here. So you say you help people build businesses. I say I help people build businesses. I done made millions of dollars doing it. You haven't. You're competing with me for no reason. Instead of saying, look, I have all of these years in being a profitable stylist, let me help you do that. And there's enough stylists out there. We know from, matter of fact, I had a client that was a stylist. We're talking about online marketing strategies, and sometimes you got to bring your online marketing strategies offline. I sent my stylist to Bonner Brothers with a street team, and she came back with about 3,000 leads. Who's going to Bonner Brothers? You tell me, Renita.
The stylist.
So out of them 3,000 leads she got by being a street team outside of Bonner Brothers, about how many of them did she have potential to hire her?
3,000 potential to hire.
Pretty much.
Okay, that was confirmation right there. When I did my class yesterday, I wasn't 100% confident, although the thing is, I had a TikTok class yesterday because for some reason I just went viral on TikTok really, really fast. So everybody started asking, please, can you teach me? Can you teach me? So I held a class, and then I charged for the class. But I wasn't confident while doing the class. I was like, was I supposed to be doing this? I can help them and give them the tips what helped me, but I didn't feel 100% confident because it was out of my lane of I can teach silk press, virtually. I can teach it in groups, and I got digital silk press where I just recorded myself doing a silk press, and that made me thousands of dollars, and I just released it in May. So the TikTok class yesterday, I was super uncomfortable. I was happy with the results, but I didn't feel fulfilled because I feel like I should have just offered that straight to stylists. Like, hey, I'm a stylist. Let me show you as stylists how we can make our TikTok grow. But
let me help you though, because all money is still green, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is what we call a cash grab. A cash grab is, I need money to invest in my business. So I'm going to go do X to get the money to invest in my business. So if that's cater an event, teach a TikTok class, go work on cars, go clean houses, whatever it takes for me to get the money I need to invest in my business to move my business to the next level. Don't ever feel bad about that. But just have that line of demarcation that says this TikTok class, it's a cash grab. And what I'm going to do with the money for this TikTok class is I'm going to run paid traffic to stylists. See the difference?
Yeah.
So no, I'm not doing this forever and for always. I'm doing it because I'm a business owner. I'm opportunistic, and I'm gonna sell it because people are asking for it. Why would I not? But having that line of this is my brand, and these are the things that I do just to make extra money to invest in my brand.
Okay.
And a good coach does help you separate the two, so you don't never feel bad about raising capital.
Okay. Thank you so much. That was confirmation for me this morning. I needed that.
And guys, if any of you would like to schedule a session to see how you can move your business to the next level financially, go to www.blackgirlprofits.com and click on the schedule a call link so we can talk about what we can do and how our brand can help you with your marketing strategies for 2021. Because I'm telling you, when you don't have help and you don't have those affirmations you need to move quickly, and millionaires do move quickly and decisively, every time you stutter step, every time you delay, every time you procrastinate, every time you ooh and ah, every time you on the fence, you leaving money on the table. And a lot of it, and let me tell you why. Because for where we are in this internet game right now, things, when COVID breaks in the next 6 months, things are going to move exponentially. Everybody under the sound of my voice right now has the opportunity to still be a pioneer in your area if you're ready. You're not going to be able to, flip and flop. You're not going to be able to pancake. You're not going to be able to be on the fence. You're going to have a real strategy to get out in front of these new people who now understand online is the way to go. So just make sure you're ready. Good morning, Joanna. Welcome to the conversation. Good morning, Joanna. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't realize this thing turned your volume down when you joined in as a speaker. Hi, everyone. My name is Joanna, and I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous. I was just wondering what. Okay, so I recently started a new kind of like I guess path in my life after COVID. Before I was, and still currently am, I work in music, but I wanted to pivot into the health field. So I went back to school for nursing, and my boyfriend and I are starting a new business. We wanted to do we are doing a health food store that's NYC based, and I just wanted to see what types of moves we should be making now. We've LLC the business. We have created a list with our vendors, registered with vendors rather, for wholesale food, that wholesale the types of foods that we are looking for. Everything's locally grown, sustainable companies, and we have our budget sheet together. Now we are at the space where we're looking for financial help. I just wanted to see what you could say without, giving too much information, because I know you do charge for this type of information, but just kind of see what the next move should be in terms of getting financing for the business. We have to do, inventory and things like that. So I just wanted to see if you could help me with that.
So what kind of store is this?
It's a health food store, so it's along the lines. Think of it as like an online just store that specializes in like local vendors, so people who make small batch items, things that focus more on the holistic side of things, healthy, plant-based, that packaging is sustainable, that type of thing. So like a green store, just online.
So one thing I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell everybody, is when you get, the next time you get an idea, before you do anything, you need to say, how are we going to fund this? Where is our capital going to come from? Don't wait until you get started. And let me tell you why that's critical. I have a startup capital program that I run for my clients. And it really started before COVID, but COVID taught us how necessary that it is. And a lot of opportunities are strictly based on how your business is set up. Business credit is just, how is your business set up? Is it set up correctly? We were talking about that earlier. Being able to have corporate partnerships is just how your business is set up. Being able to get government funding, being able to even get government contracts, because they have, for what you're talking about, they have different contracts and things available to help you go into food deserts, disenfranchised areas, work with small businesses, work with disenfranchised businesses. All of those things have money available. But you got to start looking for your sources before you start building the business. And that way your success is not limited by your dollars. And that's what I find with the majority of small business owners, is that their revenue is the thing that's keeping them from growing their business to the next level. And so we can't keep letting that be the reason. We got to say to ourselves, okay, I know I want to build a house. Where am I going to get the money for the land? Where am I going to get the money for the building? Where am I going to get the money from the roof? And being creative and knowledgeable about where the sources of those money comes from. There's money out there. It's partnerships out there. There's a ton of stuff out there. But what I'm finding, by and large, most women don't know about it.
I agree. I think that's the place that I'm in. I've been trying to, well, I have been doing a lot of research and gathering just the resources that I believe I would need. I was looking at options for, I know that they have options and funding for food markets, for the markets, the outside vendors that they do. I just needed to do some more research to see if they offer grants and things like that to this type of business. Because even when I was looking for the type of licensing that I would need beyond just the resale licensing, I feel like the online model has become such a thing that's like so new that a lot of them haven't shifted their laws yet to let you know what you can and cannot sell online. Because even we were looking at providing like a CBD product, and I'm just looking for the licensing and what's allowed in New York and things like that. It seems outdated because there's nothing available for like online businesses. So,
which is good. And why is that good? Because you have less restriction.
Yeah.
The government ain't even figured it out. Why you think they be pulling Mark Zuckerberg in there every other day?
Right.
And thinking he gonna tell them the magic. Like he gonna tell them how to regulate him. So getting to market before regulation is not a bad thing. That's a good thing. But knowing where to find that capital. And guys, that's why you need some type of online community. I'm not saying join this one, but you need somebody that when you have questions, you got a community of people. One of the things we do in my membership is every month we do a meeting just about grants. And during that meeting, we apply for grants. I probably have one of the communities that's gotten the most grant money of any community out there. We've had people win grants from Shea Moisture. Some of my clients just won Facebook grants and ad credit grants. I had a few of my clients win the PayPal grant. Google gave a grant out. Lowe's gave a grant out. Some of my clients won those. I won that too. I was a finalist for the $100,000 Shea Moisture grant. There's so much money and so much opportunity out there but you don't know what you don't know, and trying to find it all by yourself is almost impossible. So we do collective grant searches, and we share the information we find, because there may be a grant just for New York, a grant just for Los Angeles, a grant just for Chicago. Recently, there's a grant just for the Florida area. So when we run across that information, we share that information, but trying to find it all on your own and do it all on your own is a lot.
It really is. It has become a whole lot, especially because I started school again too. So yeah, it has been a lot. The website is blackgirlprofits.com.
Yes, ma'am. And one thing I advise you to do is pick one thing. If you're going to do the store and do laser focus on the store. If you're going to go to school and do laser focus on the school. Decide what you want your end game to look like. If you don't want your end game to be working for somebody else, why are you going back to school?
Honestly,
it's just a rhetorical question.
Okay.
You ain't got to answer. But as women, we tend to be all over the place and not really thinking things through. Saying, okay.
Can I answer? Because I think if I give you my reasoning.
Sure, come on. You give it to me.
Well, because of that, I wanted to focus on health. And I feel like with a lot of, there has been an influx of just like new businesses. And sometimes when you're looking at them, you wonder, what are this person's qualifications to sell this product other than just an interest? So I want to be able to have the, it's a science major. I'm sorry, I said nursing. I'm a science major. So I'm learning about nutrition and things like that. And I wanted to apply it. Like I see the business as being scalable. So I feel like the more knowledge that I have and the more expertise I have in that specific field, it would also help with the scalability and the trust between, the consumer and myself.
So can I give you my answer?
Yes, ma'am.
If I'm a dumb bunny with great marketing, I beat you. I may not know half of what you know, a fourth of what you know, but I got a bomb marketing strategy, I win. See, people don't know how great your product is until you learn how to get that product in front of them. There's a lot of people out there that are super smart, good at what they do, and don't know how to get it to the next level. There's really two types of school. There's the school that makes you good at what you do, and there's the school that makes you a lot of money. I teach the school that makes you a lot of money. And you don't always have to be, and there's a lot of homeopathic classes out there that you can take. There are a lot of natural courses that you could take that teach you just as much as going back to be a science major, that teach you just as much in less time, more specific to what you're trying to do, to get you that same level of knowledge with less money and more time to focus on your marketing. Does that kind of make sense what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am. I'm with you. I'm listening. It does make sense. Yes.
See, that's why sometimes we need wise counsel to say, okay, I'm about to do this. And for me as a coach, my goal is to get you in the end zone, making a touchdown with your money as quickly and unscathed as possible. Because otherwise, you just down there running. You're just running, trying to keep them getting tackled. So just something for you to think about. Number one, all of us, just to recap, where's your startup capital going to come before you get started? There's so much money out there for minority-owned businesses that we're not claiming. There's so many business incubator opportunities out there, Goldman Sachs, AT&T, that we're not claiming. I'm on the minority supplier diversity list for NASA. I'm on the minority supplier diversity list for Salesforce. I'm on the minority supplier diversity list for waste management. But any one of them contracts is going to beat 1,000 clients. Sometimes we don't know how to take what we have and put it out there for government offerings, corporate offerings, and to get that assistance and that money. But there's a difference there. You have to be good in your industry, but you also have to be great at marketing and profitability. I hear a lot of y'all marketing with no end game for your profitability. What are you showing up every day for? And if you can't draw a bottom line to your marketing efforts, you got a podcast for what? Where's the bottom line? You got a challenge going for what? What's the bottom line? What is your call to action in your marketing that's going to make people spend money with you? And if you don't have one, you need to go rethink that. So I hope that helped, Joanna. So again, guys.
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So if you guys have questions, we're going to wrap up. But if you have any questions about your 2021 marketing strategies, is this a good idea? Is this not a good idea? Definitely join the conversation and weigh in. What are your thoughts as it relates to what your priority is? Do you have a marketing budget? Do you have X number of dollars set to the side? Who wants to talk about that? Do you have X number of dollars set to the side that every month, no matter what, these are the dollars that you're going to invest to learn more, to get in front of more people? Because at the end of the day, yes, you want to be great at what you do. I believe in a gold standard. I believe in operating in excellence. But I also understand that it's a numbers game. And the more people you get in front of, the more money you have the potential to make. Anyone that want to comment on that?
I don't have a marketing budget, but I would love to know some tips to, what we should be thinking about. Is it based on the amount of money we want to bring in, the amount of money that we're bringing in? What should we be thinking about as it relates to a monthly marketing budget?
When you don't have a plan, then things don't happen. Okay. Not too long ago, I was on a panel at this conference of women who make 7 figures or more a year. And we all agreed that every million costs us 10 to 20%. So you may say, well, Coach, I don't have $100,000, $200,000 to invest in making $1 million. But it doesn't start at $100,000, $200,000. It starts with how much am I willing to make? How much am I willing to invest to make this $20,000? Can I invest $1,000 to $2,000? Okay, I make the 20. I'm gonna take 5 of that and say I'm gonna roll the dice to make 50. I make 50. I take 10,000 of that and say I'm gonna roll the dice to make 100. I make 100. I say okay, I'm gonna take 10 to 20% of that and make 200, and on and on and on. But if you have in your head that you're going to get out here in these internet streets and not spend a crime dime on marketing, then you're tripping. Those days of organic growth and being able to leverage Facebook and Instagram and all of those, that's the day that's nearing an end. They want their bread. They tired of us coming to play in a playground with their balls and with slamming and hanging on to the rim and breaking their backboards and making all this money, and they're not getting any of it. And I totally understand it. So where, as a business owner, and this question is for you, Latanya, where as a business owner do you have an expectation of, I know I'm going to have to spend money to make money?
Yes, I do have that as an expectation. But that's why I told you I'm jumping into this marketing game. So I've never had a marketing budget before. But as you were talking about it, I'm just thinking about, what does my marketing look like and what would I want to spend my money on? Is it ads? Is it a coach? Is it marketing?
What do you think you need first?
Probably the coaching around marketing and strategy.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Because you go roll the dice on them ads and you don't know what you're doing. Baby, Facebook gonna take all your money and flash thank you on the screen.
Yes.
You gotta have a method to the madness. So yeah, you definitely started coaching. What's next?
I would say definitely. Well, I don't know. I think that it would be the mindset and really learning the strategy behind marketing.
Well, if you got the right coach, you're gonna get that. So then, what's next?
Implementing the plan.
Now, what's next is earning the money you're gonna need for that paid traffic.
Okay. Got it.
And like I was telling Renita earlier, there are things you do just to have money to invest in your business. So let's take, for instance, your prayer challenge. Let's just say you charge $7 and you had 100 people join the challenge at $7. That's $700 that you could pay for coaching and run an ad campaign. So then the next time you do it, you make $1,400. The next time you do it, you make $2,800. You see how the numbers just keep going and going?
Yes, and wow, it's making me think of something you took to Renita, you know, why not me? Because I have about 113 people signed up right now.
So 113, if you just charge them $7 each, would get you in the neighborhood of $800. You had to think to yourself, if somebody doesn't want to pay me $1 a day for a challenge, do they really want it? How many people you know can't afford $1 a day? And see, that's the essence of marketing. It's never what people can't afford. It's what people choose to make money to pay for. And if you can't make them want it enough to break themselves for $1 a day, it's something you didn't do. Because the litmus test is not how good your product is, but are they willing to pay for it? You don't know how good the product is until they buy it and give you feedback. Go ahead, Latanya, you was going to say something?
I was just gonna say that's good. You are reading me my rights on today. And I love it. I'm appreciative. I've been taking notes and I'm ready to get rolling. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna see if you
taking notes as well.
I'm gonna see if you schedule that call.
So let me go to this website.
You know, and guys, my clients will tell you, I'm serious about your money. Because I know that there's about to be a crack in this online game that doesn't happen all the time. This is like that 1 in 100 years, 1 in 1,000 years, once in a generation. This online is gonna do what it ain't never done before. See, before COVID, people thought online was an option. Now people are realizing online is it. How many people you want to let in line before you? There's a book called The Magic of Believing by Claude Bristol. He talks about how ideas are butterflies. And if it landed on you, guess where it'll land? On somebody else. Somebody somewhere has the same idea as you right now. And it really is going to be who's going to be the first to market. Who's going to be the first that gets known for doing it. If I had an idea today, I'm going to come up with a company that lets people out, lets drivers offer people rides. I'm going to call it Ride Around. And I'm going to have an app where you can go and schedule a ride. If somebody's close to you, they'll accept it. and we'll give you an estimate as to how much it's going to cost for them to take you to their destination. We're going to keep some of it, and the driver will keep some of it. Y'all going to be looking at me talking about food. Let's Uber. But 5 years ago, y'all would have said, fool, that's genius. I actually remember being at a conference in Indianapolis about 5 years ago, and there was a lady there who wanted to start a grocery delivery service. And I said, well, sis, you don't need to start it local. It needs to be, I said, it's a bunch of people that don't like going to the grocery store. Don't like going to the grocery store, too busy to go to the grocery store. Caring for a caregiver, can't get away, caring for small kids, can't get away to go to the grocery store. You offering that convenience to people is $1 million idea. Of course, she didn't do anything with it. And a couple of years later, here comes Instacart, Shipt, and all these local delivery companies. $1 million ideas are fluttering around you every single day. What are you doing with them? Have you ever had an idea and you thought that would be a great idea? Somebody, because if you had the idea issue, somebody needs to create an A, B, and C. And you look up and it's on the Home Shopping Network, or it's in Walmart, or it's in Home Depot or Lowe's, and it literally is selling out, can't stay on the shelf. That was your $1 million that you didn't activate on. Or you wrote it in a notebook and never did anything with it. Hey, good morning, Tiffany. You want to add to the conversation? Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Yeah, I kind of hit the button by accident, but because I got excited because you were kind of speaking to me with that, leaving an idea on the table. Some friends and I, years ago, before blogging and all of this stuff got popular, we were like, okay, we're gonna start this blog. We had all these great ideas, and we left it to the side. And I just think about all the time how, had we actually picked up that idea and done something with it, things would be so much different right now. And I came in a little bit late, but just listening to everything you said, I'm in agreement with what you're saying.
And you know, one of the conversations I had last night, Tiffany, with my clients, we were talking about getting started, okay? And one of my clients was like, well, Coach, you're so confident in your speaking, you're so confident on video, this, that, and the other. So I had to run the tape back, okay?
That's where I struggle.
I went and got a video that I did back in 2015 when I first got started. And I said, watch this. This was me day one. Nervous. I had to wear shades because my eyes was blinking like I had epilepsy. Girl, just a mess. But this is me literally 5,000 live stream videos later, $5+ million later. I got started. My start wasn't cute. My start wasn't perfect. But every day I woke up and I put one foot yet and still in front of the other. And some days I didn't make any progress. Some days I just stood still, but I had to dig my heels in so I wouldn't slide back. But the bottom line is I got started. And that's my message for you guys today. If you want some help getting started, go to www.blackgirlprofits.com. Schedule a call with me. Let's talk about getting started. Because you can't finish what you don't start. It's bottom line. And you think you're going to start it by yourself, and you think you're going to just figure it out. And it really is not only too confusing, because it's just so much out there right now, and you pick the wrong thing, and you might come down with food poisoning. You eat too much of the wrong things, you might get a stomach ache. But not only that, we're at a time where you have the opportunity to catapult your business light years into the future just because of the paradigm shift that COVID has made with this internet marketplace. You may have missed the train before. All this is telling you is don't keep missing the train. And I know you know that story about, and I'm a storyteller, so I'm going to tell this story before we close out. Sometimes I say I feel like an old woman in a rocking chair because I'm always telling these stories. But there's this story about this person was praying to God. It was raining outside and it was flooding their house. So they said, Lord, I need some help. He went outside. It was a boat. They said, jump in. He said, no, thank you. Flood waters got higher. He had to go to the second floor. He was praying, Lord, I need some help. Helicopter came by, dropped the letter, said, get on board. He said, no, thank you. Look, a few minutes later, water up. He ain't got nowhere to go. He drowns. He gets to heaven. And he said, Lord, I was praying. Why didn't you help me? And the Lord said, I sent you a boat and a helicopter. What more do you want me to do? So sometimes we're praying for help and the help is right there. But are you willing to do what you need to do to get to that next level? Let me tell you something. 9 years ago, my team was my family. One of my twins was inventory. One of my twins was make ready. She was over the clothes and my wigs. My son was the packer. He packed the car, unpacked the car. I stayed up late. I got up early. I worked a full-time job. I was a vice president at Chase. I did what I had to do to get here. I made some sacrifices. I sacrificed some girls' night out. I sacrificed some television. Shoot, I sacrificed some dates. I did a lot just to live this here lifestyle. If you think you're going to get here by any way other than a sacrifice, good luck. If you think you're going to get here by not investing in your business, by not doing whatever it takes. One of my clients drives DoorDash. She said, Coach, I drive 5 hours a week to be able to pay you. She said, for the lesson you taught me today, I would drive 20 hours a week. You don't know what you don't know. And you can't solve for what you don't know the solution. When you don't know the solution, it's hell to come up with the formula. Bottom line. So stop playing games with your business. Somebody earlier said, well, I wanted to try this out. See, and I told him, I said, I got too many people to feed, too many bills to pay for this to be a litmus test. I need some expert somewhere to validate what I'm about to do before I go do it. So yeah, if I want somebody to close my profit gap, and my goal is $5 million next year, and that's a $3.8 million gap from what I'm making right now, I have no problem paying somebody $35,000, $40,000, $50,000 to help me with a marketing strategy to close my gap. And you should be saying the same thing relative to your profits, but also understanding this marketing game nowadays is a pay to play. You're either going to pay with your time. Because I see the videos that go viral. The little girl, I love her. She did a riff on Missy Elliott. She was out there in the trash bags. But what was her call to action? What was she selling? Yeah, she got a bunch of followers, but I can't cash them in. Really though. I can't go to the bank. My daughter just graduated magna cum laude from Texas State. Did the math. I probably spent $150,000 plus on tuition, books, room and board, rent, costs for her. She don't owe nobody. But baby, I couldn't go to Texas State and say, look, I got a bunch of followers. Can you apply this toward my daughter's tuition? No. And not only that, I got twins. I got another one in school. So by the time she graduated in the summer, that would have been another $150,000 bill. I can't go to Texas State and say to Our Lady of the Lake and say, I got a viral video. Hey, Chanel. Good morning. You was looking for me, boo? You was looking for me in the daytime with a flashlight?
where my food was.
Good over here in the clubhouse, good.
I'm hanging with the cool kids. Hey, I'm hanging with the cool kids. Good morning, y'all.
Girl, ain't nobody cool over here, girl. We just over here.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Chanel.
Girl, we all over. Girl, we on YouTube, Clubhouse, Facebook, Periscope.
Okay.
Somebody on YouTube said, "Is this live?" I started saying, "Girl, no, we recorded this yesterday." But we're talking about. I'm gonna let you close us out, Chanel. Chanel Blackmore, my CFO. We're talking about investing in your next level. Well, first we were talking about marketing strategies for 2021, but I told them that it's such a pay-to-play environment right now. And to be ready and willing to not just invest in ads, but Chanel, you know how much we spend on payroll a year.
Yeah, absolutely. 6 figures, more than 6 figures.
Yeah, we spent $189,000 on payroll in 2018. Yeah. And I told them, you may not have that to start, but when you do start making money, you do have to have a budget for payroll, but you got to have a marketing budget too. So Chanel, what do you want to add to that?
You know, because this is just plain and simple. You know, a lot of us are walking around looking for our next level. You know, where is it? Is it in a book? Is it in this person that I follow? You know, do I pray for it? The thing about it is you have to invest in your next level on all those areas, on all those levels. So if I'm looking to elevate, I have to invest in myself by doing the work, by reading monetarily and time. If I'm looking for somebody that's going to help me to my next level, I've got to invest in that person because they're investing in me. So if there's an exchange of energies that needs to happen on all levels, but at the fundamental baseline is investment. Period.
What, you know, that's biblical though, Chanel.
Yeah.
Because the Bible is crystal clear about seed and harvest.
Yeah, you reap what you sow. And listen, coach, to the level in which you sow, you reap.
Wow.
Right? So if I only have enough belief to sow a little bit, I got enough receipt for a little bit. So what's the level of your belief? Sow to that level. Stretch yourself. Put a demand on your faith. And believe.
And guys, we're not just talking about something that we just talking about. And I'm not just saying it because I'm a coach. Chanel will tell you how much I spend on experts, how much I spend to hire experts, how much I spend on bringing experts into the brand to show us, to help us, to build us, to take us to the next level. If I can't get there by myself, I know there's somebody out there that can help me get there faster. Let me go find them. And when I find them, I can't say, oh, that's too much. That's too expensive. Because at the end of the day, what am I trying to walk away with? No, I say, let me go find the money. Let me go make the money. Somebody somewhere has the money I need to move me to my next level. I never doubt that. So guys, as we close out this morning, well, I can get to my team meeting because I know they're looking for me. Any questions or comments about your business? And again, if you want to schedule a call, we're going to tell you what your business is missing. And you got to be willing to do what you need to do to close the gaps. Go to www.blackgirlprofits.com and click on the link to schedule a call and get you a strategy for moving forward.
Coach, the only comment I wanted to say when you were talking about collaboration is not we, but it is we because it's a collaboration, but it was your brainchild that kicked it off and thought of it. But we're about to take over. It's going to be off the hook. First quarter 2021 is going to be off the charts.
And that's why you need community. All of the things we do in our community, from collective grant searches to helping you understand where to find startup capital, to partnerships in marketing, so you ain't got to have this massive ad budget in order for you to get out there. There's so many things we do in this coaching community that I don't see anybody else anywhere doing. But in all things, go find your coach, number one, that resonates with you. Number two, that's going to share their following. And number three, that's where you want to be in your business. Before you hire a coach, you better ask them all those three questions. Number one, are you going to help me get the money I need to invest in you through either startup capital or earn capital? Number two, do you collaborate to the level that you help your clients get in front of the people they need to get in front of? And number three, are they where you want to be? And have they taken your path? You know, were they a single mother? Did they quit their job? Have they done the things that you're aspiring to do? Because not everybody came through the same path. So those are definitely some of the things you need to be asking yourself. And last but not least, who is going to help me? And why don't I have somebody helping me? Because this is not, if this conundrum was something you can figure out yourself, a lot of people would have been figured it out, but it's not. You don't know what you don't know. And until you have the faith to come behind the curtain and even see what we're teaching, day one, you're going to be like, oh my God, I see why I was missing this. This is crazy. So we all have choices, guys. You can choose to do better at any point. You can choose not to get left behind. It's 100% up to you. Thank you guys for joining in this morning. I appreciate you. Monique, Ursula, Dawn, Bridget. I know we had Ebony on here, Shanedra, Latanya, Joanna, Tiffany. Thanks for joining the conversation. Chanel, thanks for come and look for me.
Thank you.
And we love you guys, and we'll see you later.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.